The Montreal Canadiens did well at this year's draft, made a fantastic trade to acquire winger and former 40-goal scorer Patrik Laine, only 26 years old and entering his prime years. Will Kirby Dach stay healthy? Can Lane Hutson live up to the hype? Is this the year they make the playoffs, or do we still have another year or two to wait? It's my Montreal Canadiens 2024-25 season preview. Let's get started. I'm going to start with some stats and some team leaders from last season, and then just move ourselves through the draft and end up with some predictions for next season. So I'm going to start with the owner is Jeff Molson. Executive Vice President of Hockey Ops is Jeff Gorton. Our wonderful GM, the Magician Kent Hughes, that should be his nickname. And also our wonderful head coach, Marty St. Louis, who I got to say is my favorite head coach in the 53 or 54 years I've been watching them now. He is my favorite head coach. Love the way the players respond to him. Can't wait to get to the rink to play for this guy. And I just love his demeanor, the way he talks to the public and everything. Just love this guy. Okay, the record last season in 82 games was 30 wins, 36 losses, 16 overtime or shootout losses, 76 points overall. They ended up with 8th in the Atlantic and 28th overall. Out this season, defenseman Jordan Harris, who brought us Patrik Laine in a second-round pick next season, I believe, or the season after. Nobody's surprised that Harris was traded, I don't think. Jonathan Kovacevic was traded a little bit before. I'm not sure exactly, but he was traded. Not a surprise there either. Colin White, who cares? Jesse Ylönen, who signed on, I think, with Tampa, and Tanner Pearson. Not who I don't, I like the guy, I guess, but he didn't do much here, and really, who cares? In is Patrik Laine. He is going to thrive here in Montreal. I really do believe that, and we're going to see everything and maybe a little more of the Patrik Laine that made him the big star. I think he's going to get back to that and be even better. He's going into his prime. So, Lane Hutson. I can't wait to see Lane Hutson play a full season here in Montreal and the effect he's going to have. He's going to be the quarterback on the first power play unit, how that's going to turn around. I can't wait to see Lane Hutson. So, Laine and Hutson, yeah. Alex Barré-Boulet, who they signed, I believe, to a one-way contract. But, interestingly, I didn't see that they assigned him a number or anything. So, I don't know if he's playing in Laval, if we'll see him in a Habs uniform or not. I don't know. Prospects that could play, could earn their way out of camp or, in a call-up if someone gets injured. Owen Beck, center, third-line center. He's going to be a future Hab. And if not, he's going to be a future NHL or somewhere, right? Oliver Kapanen. I don't know if he's in camp or not coming up, but I think he's got a shot to make the team. And if he goes to Laval, then on a call-up. I don't know enough about him, I got to say, but everything I hear is good. Luke Tuck, playing in college. I think he's in Laval now. Tuck could be an interesting fourth-line addition or on a call-up. Florian Jack-Eye, same thing. I kind of doubt we'll see him this season, but he's a Jack-Eye. Who knows? Logan Mailloux, some people think out of camp he could make it. I think probably most likely in a call-up later in the season after the trade deadline, something like that, where he'll stick around. David Reinbacher, probably the same about that, or he could play all year in Laval. I wouldn't be surprised, and we'd see him next year in Montreal. And then if a goalie goes down, we're going to see Jacob Dobish. So if there's an injury to a goalie, we're going to see Jacob Dobish, and probably at least for a game or two, they'll give him a look up in the NHL. So there you go for the in, out, and prospects that could play. At the 2024 draft, they had the 5th overall pick, and they moved their 26th overall pick up to the 21st, and they gave away 2 of their later picks to do that. Top 5 picks at the draft. 5th overall, Ivan Demidov, right wing center, 6'1", 192 pounds, played in the MHL last year, playing the KHL right now, and looking really good to start off with, at least. But he looks like he's going to be fine in the KHL. At the 21st pick, Michael Hage, center, 6'1", from the Chicago Steel of the USHL. At 70th overall, Ados Koivu, center, 6'1", and he is from the Finland Juniors and Saku Koivu's kid. 78th overall, Logan Sawyer, another center, 6'1", from the BCHL, and I hear really, really good things that how they think about him, Sawyer. They did a little trailer that was put out on YouTube. You can go check it out, and they really like this kid. 102nd, Owen Protz, a defenseman. He's 6'1", but he's also 213 pounds and mean, and he plays that mean kind of game, and he seems like a really good kid with a good head on his shoulder, and he could make it here. But Owen Protz, I think these are the 5 best. They are the top 5, so obviously it makes sense. And there may be some gems behind them from what you hear about in that thing I'm talking about. They're really high on all these picks, and they hope to hit a home run with all of them. We'll see. Team stats from last season. They scored 232 goals. They gave up 281 goals. So they've got to correct that. I think they will this season. Goals for per game average, 2.83. Goals against per game average, 3.43. Power play, 17.5%. The penalty kill, 76.5%. Power play for sure is going to be better this year. And the penalty kill, I think it'll be better, but I don't know how much. But I think the power play is going to be a lot better. Face-off win percentage, 51.5%. So that's pretty good for them. That's an improvement over how it's been. Shots per game, 27.7, and shots against per game, 33.4. And they were also in 36 one-goal games. The goalies, and I didn't include Jake Allen. Sam Montembeault, 41 games played, 40 games started, 16, 15, and 9, 314 goals against, and a 903 save percentage. Now, those numbers have to be better. There's no doubt there. And I believe that they will. I believe he'll have a lot closer to what Primo ended up with in those 2 stats. Caden Primo, 23 games played, 21 started, 8, 9, and 4. Record, a 299 goals against and a 910 save percentage. You know, the goals against is below 3, and the save percentage is at 910. It should be 910 or above at least. I think Monty's going to end up with very similar stats to that next season, and hopefully Primo can improve on that. For everyone worried Patrick Laine has lost his game, he was shit in Columbus, and all those things you're hearing, here's his last 3 seasons. 21-22, 56 games, 26 goals, 30 assists, 56 points. That's a point per game. 22-23, 55 games played, 22 goals, 30 assists, 52 points. That's almost a point per game. And then last season, it's the outlier, and it was the season he needed to go into the Players' Assistance Program. You can throw this one out. 18 games, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. You throw that one out. We're getting that guy from the 2 previous seasons. He's entering his prime now at 26. He's going to be in a great situation. I believe Patrick Laine will thrive here. Team leaders from last season, and then we're going to move on to stuff aimed at next season. Scoring, Nick Suzuki, 82 games, 33 goals, 44 assists, 77 points. Goals, Nick Suzuki, 33. Points, Suzuki, 77. Assists, Matheson, 51. Face-off percentage, Dvorak, 57.8. Power play goals, Suzuki, 12. Power play points, Suzuki, 31. Plus-minus, Kovacevic, plus 11. Worst plus-minus, Matheson and Gallagher both, minus 24. Even strength goals, Suzuki, 21. Even strength points, Suzuki, 46. Time on ice, Matheson, 25-33. Penalty minutes, Jack-Eye, 81. Game-winning goals, Caulfield, 7. Points per game played, Suzuki, 0.94. Lineup possibilities, how I see it. You can let me know in the comment section how you Like, either agree with me or disagree with me. All right, line 1. That's not going to change. You might hear the Slav with line A and Doc. It's not going to happen. That's a top 5 line last season, and they're going to stick together. So Slav on the left, Suzuki at the center position, and Caulfield on the right side. Line 2, this is how I see it. Doc centering Newhook and line A. Makes sense to me. Slav's not moving lines. You know, if it happens, you can make fun of me, but that's how I see it. Third line, Christian Dvorak when he's healthy, with Josh Anderson on the left, or maybe the right, and either Galley or Roy. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out at camp. If Joshua wows them at camp, I think he gets that spot, and then Galley will have to move down to the fourth line. Fourth line, Jake Evans with Mike Pezzetta or Alex Barré-Boulet. I kind of think it'll be Pezzetta most of the time anyway over Boulet, or Barré-Boulet, that is his last name. And Armia on the other side. Armia, fourth line in the playoffs when we made that run in 2021, whatever. He was really good on the fourth line, and with his career high in goals last year, that's where you play him. Defense, pairing 1, Matheson and Gooley. They play well together when they play together. I don't see that changing for this year. Pairing 2, Hudson and Savard. You got to play Savard. You're not playing him on the third pairing. I don't believe you're playing him on the second pairing with Lane Hudson. And no, I don't believe Lane Hudson will play in Laval. I don't think he needs to. After the 2 games he played here last season, you have to give him that shot and prove whether he can or can't. But I don't think he's starting in Laval. That's my opinion. Third pairing, Arbor Jackeye on the left. And it's probably going to be Justin Barron on the right. And for the 7th defenseman, it's going to probably be Struble. And I think Mailloux, because you're not going to make Mailloux the 7th defenseman. He's here if he's going to be a regular in, on the ice. Or he's going to play in Laval and develop more. So that's probably how it's going to work out. You let me know what you think. All right, let's take a look at who's fighting for spots. There's not a lot of spots open. No matter what you think or what you've heard or what anybody said, myself included up until this point, it seems there's not a ton of spots open. So, third line, I think Owen Beck and Oliver Kapanen will be fighting for probably one spot there that could possibly, that's the spot that Joshua Roy, I should have put him here too, is also fighting for, right? On the fourth line, I think you got Luke Tuck and Florian Jackeye. Literally, I think they're fighting for a spot there. There's not a lot of there's Alex Barré-Boulet, I guess, is fighting for the spot there. I think Mike Pezzetta's, he's on the team. He's been here a few years. I don't think he's fighting for that. If anything, he's fighting for how many games is he going to get. Third pair on the D and the 7th defenseman. It's between these guys, Logan Mailloux, David Reinbacher, Adam Engstrom, Swedish guy. I think he'll be here for camp. You only hear great things about him, so... William Trudeau, although I think that's like a long shot, but he's in camp trying to get that spot. And Jaden Struble, who I have in that lineup, but I mean, he has waiver exemption. He could go down to Laval. So he's kind of still fighting for that, for a spot there, for, 7th D probably. I put here, third pair, like, what do you think of this as the third pair and 7th D? Jackeye, Mailloux, who have been good in Laval together when Jackeye was down there, and Barron as the 7th defenseman. That could happen too, so we'll see. Habs might move another young defenseman, and Barron or Struble could be that guy, so it could change how, what happens. So let me know what you think. Let's take a look at the depth, and then we'll get to the predictions for next season. Habs depth is good. All 3 forward positions, and on D, and in goal, in my opinion. So on defense, I'm going to include Barron because he could be sent down. He is depth because he could be the 7th defenseman as well. If I'm wrong, let me know. Jaden Struble, Logan Mailloux, David Reinbacher, Adam Engstrom, Bogdan, I can't pronounce his last name, so I just put Bogdan, the Russian kid. You all know who he is. And William Trudeau. I think that's the depth. That's not bad to have that many guys that you could literally think in the next year or two could play a role here in Montreal. As far as the goalie, I'm probably doing this backwards. Goalie depth is just to keep you guys on your toes. You got Jacob Dobish, you got Jacob Fowler, and you got that Russian kid that they drafted last year that I don't even know his name at all. So help me out with that. Let me know in the comment section. But, and there's other guys there in the system. I think these are the three serious, candidates for the depth. Forward depth. You got a lot more here. You got Owen Beck, Oliver Kapanen, Sean Farrell, because you can call him up if you need somebody here for, a few games. I don't know. I think he's going to get moved. I don't know that. I think his opportunity kind of came and went. Emil Heineman, same kind of thing. But Heineman, he played here for, a number of games. He looked okay. He's depth. Philip Machar, who's going to be in Laval for this upcoming season. You want to take a look at him. Or there's an injury, or there's a lot of them, and you need a guy that's, Vincenz Rohrer, who I don't know if he's coming over from Europe to be at the camp or not, but, man, I only hear good things about him. He's probably bottom 6 depth, but still. Luke Tuck, Florian Jacki, and, there's probably guys I left out here that you can consider, pretty good depth. So they're a lot more loaded with depth than they have ever been, because I remember the days of, like, Michael Blunden. That's the best you could do, like that. So, again, let me know what you think. All right, so here's the fun part of the video where I'm going to make some predictions, and then you guys will laugh at me in the comments. So we're going to start with record. I think Montreal finishes with 41, 32, and 9, which would be good for 91 points, 5th in the Atlantic, as I think they're going to just miss making the playoffs, and 18th overall in the league, which means no more top 10 picks. Yeah, I know a lot of people still think they're going to finish bottom 5. I don't see how that's going to happen. They may not finish as good as I'm saying here, but I think it's going to be pretty good. Okay, let's see. Total goals. 300 for total goals. Total goals against, I'm going to say 251. Line 1, top 3 line in the NHL. Nick Suzuki, point per game, plus a little bit. I actually have him officially in my video, 90 points. Cole Caulfield, 37 goals. Not going to shock me if he hits 40. Patrick Laine, 40 goals. First one since Brian Bellows in 93, and maybe they'll both be first two since Brian Bellows left. That'd be great. Juraj Slafkovsky, 71 points. And, man, also, if he gets 82 points, that is not going to shock me, being a point-a-game player. I don't know how much better he's going to be over next season, but it's going to be better. 71 points. Kirby Dach stays healthy and plays 77 games to match his number. I also have him at, I think, 65 points in my points prediction, so there you go. Lane Hudson, 55 big points, and a lot of them on the power play. Calder finalist, and he'll be the power play Unit 1 quarterback. Arber Xhekaj, top 10 in hits in the NHL. I think he's going to have a really big season, Arber. He's going to play a lot of games, and staying healthy, knock wood that he does, he's going to have a big season. And lastly, Sam Montembeault. Top 10 in goals saved above average in the league, and I believe he finished somewhere around top 14, maybe a little lower than that, but he was up there, and I think this is a season where, with the improved team in front of him, that's also going to be improved. Top 10. Let me know what you think. Am I nuts? I mean, you can laugh at me like I said, but let me know what you think. If you want to give me yours, go ahead. And thanks for watching. Just really appreciate it. Check out all the videos. I've got preseason stuff. Let me know what you think there. Thanks for watching. And that's it. Till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out. And Have a great day, everybody. Ciao, ciao.